Boom! Welcome to the Flying Can Ranch in Athens, Texas. I still haven't any word about the McNavee that I sent back, the 30 caliber PCP. They got it. I don't know what to tell you. But today I'd like to show you something a little different. And this is going to be the Beeman Raider. This particular one is in 22 caliber. It is a PCP rifle. We're going to come down this way, show you up in the front. We'll get it spun around. We'll get it this way in the sun a little bit. Bring it down, bring it down, and bring it down, and bingo. So what do we got? This is the Beeman Raider 22 caliber PCP. You can get this in a 177, a 22, or a 25 caliber. Now, according to the book, in 177, it does about 1,050 feet per second. 22 does 900 feet per second, and 25 caliber does 800 feet per second. The overall length of this gun is going to be 39.80 inches. The barrel length is a nice cozy 22 inches, and the overall weight is 5.90 pounds, so right at about 6 pounds. It does have a manual safety, very common type of safety. And let's go over it very quickly. Before I show you all that, I want to tell you that it does come, dig this out with this handy little bag. You get 2 mags, 2 single shot trays, some wrenches, and a degassing tool. So I'm going to open this up for a minute. And I didn't bring enough pellets to really show you how to load these, but most people do know how to load them. Whatever. We'll just dump that out right there, and I'll put that back in my pocket so it doesn't blow away. A little bit windy. So, starting from the back, we've got a nice rubber butt pad. Good wood stock. I'm not going to say it's off the chain, but it has really beautiful lines to it as far as I'm concerned. So I like it. It's very comfortable. And then we'll come down here. I'm going to spin it over for a second where all the action is. It is a bolt action type. Has a little area there you can lock the bolt back with. Now I'm going to tell you something about this in a minute. That's all cocked right. And there, see how that went off. See how I didn't fully cocked. So it's not loaded. I'm not worried about it. When you pull this bolt back, you got to make sure it makes a right there a clicking sound. And flop it back down. So if you're going to use the magazines in this, and you got a mag in it, and you cycle it, the trigger's not working, pull that bolt back till you get that click, but you're going to have to pull the magazine out so you don't double load the gun. So that being said, let's move on. Hope that made sense. You've got a green fiber optic sight in the rear, adjustable for windage and elevation. A nice hooded red fiber optic sight up the front. You do have your fill gauge right here on the underside, not looking at you. And your fill port is built in right underneath that, right there. Now I have an adapter. I usually use a hook up to these. This one here, I did not have to use the adapter. I could hook the pump straight up to it. Somebody made a mention about that on my channel, and I said, well, I've got a couple. You have to have the adapter. It's not going to happen. Now, as far as being backyard friendly, this thing's got a little bit of a bite to it. It's not super bad. We'll load that up in here. Check it. Sounds about like that. It's very comfortable to shoot. Now on these mags, These are pretty standard, and they're going to go in, I believe, on the right side of the gun. I got the single shot tray in there, but this is where you load them in the back, or the clear part. You put them nose first in there. I think I have one laying here I can demonstrate to you. So you got your clear part. You put your little finger behind there. You can drop your pellet in. I think, and there it went. And then you just crank it the next one, the next one, the next one, and so on. Then there's a little groove on the back of this, so it reasons to me, since you're loading from this end, this will plug into the rifle on the right-hand side. So, acorns everywhere, they're attacking me. Not really backyard friendly. I mean, where I'm at, I can get away with it, but in a real urban area, you just sort of go off. So, unless you got crazy neighbors on each side and maybe one in the back, but all in all, I've shot this, got it zeroed in pretty good. Now I put an Optima 39x40 AO scope on this. I had very good luck with it. So, you know, I have an adjustment here and an adjustment here and this here. I haven't strung it all the way out yet to the farthest target. I might do a video on that later. But it's a really nice rifle. It seems to be well built. Now, I'm not going to chime your chicken on this. Make sure I'm not lying here. It comes out of Santa Fe. I could have swore somewhere that I saw that this was made in China, and chances are it probably is. Maybe I saw it in the box. I didn't even the box with me, but it shoots good. It hits good. I had a can and everything the other day, and it just blew right through it. So I wanted to share this with you. I don't know much else what I can cover with it. It does have an 11mm dovetail mount. This particular scope came with these rings. I just set it all the way back so I could clear the sight, and that way there, when I aim it, I don't have to lean way forward. I can get it right about here. It's very, very comfortable. I got a good visual. These have got the little dots off on each side of all the way around the scope, so you know when you're looking through. So if you want to raise or lower and take your shot. I say this goes about, make sure I wrote that down right. Yeah, 3,500 PSI, which is going to be like a 241 bar. But the cool thing is, it does come with an extra single shot tray and 2 of these mags. I've always preferred to use the single shot tray. Now, another thing that was in here, I don't see it right now. I might have, oh, here it is. Is a little degassing tool. And you're going to part the head off. You can put the little degassing tool down in here, and then you just thread it in clockwise until you hear it hits the gas out, and now you completely degas the entire gun. So you should be good to go. The fact that it gave you 2 mags instead of just 1 is cool. Game of, pay attention. But at any rate, I haven't tried the mags yet. And I'll give you one more look. We're going to put this little fill probe cap back on here real quick. I have another one of these. That's real hard to get that cap off of. I think it's in a Beeman like this. But now it took me about, from the time I got it, it took me about 150 strokes on a hand pump to bring this up to speed. The first time I shot it, I didn't quite get in the yellow. It took me about 80 pumps, and then the other night I was really getting it scoped in, and a little bitter, and it took me about 100 pumps this morning to bring it up to where it is now. So trigger's got a little bit of a, it's a metal trigger. It's got a little stippling on it, and your handle has some stippling. Now bear in mind, the stock does not. So that was one slight disappointment. I thought maybe they could have put a little stippling right around here and maybe a little stippling up here. But it's a really budget PCP, and it hits really good, and it seems to be fairly accurate. And I hadn't tried it with the open sights, but it's a good shooting gun. So we're going to put together get set up. We're going to put together a shooting review, get that knocked out, and I guess Mom and I are going to climb on the bike, take a good run, and we'll see what happens. And got a little wind blowing, but it ain't going to be enough to stop us, I don't think. So that's how we do it at the Flying Can Ranch. We are going to catch you in just a little bit.